Are you about to go on a job interview? But the difference is this time you're not going into an office, you're going to be doing it virtually. And does that freak you out a little bit? Don't worry about it. I have a few tips for you that will make your next interview virtually a total success. And all you have to do is smile. S.M.I.L.E stands for set up your station. So before the interview, really think about what you want your station to look like and to feel like when you do that interview. Let me show you mine. There's a couple of tips here. First of all, you want to have your computer and your camera in a place that the camera is at eye level. It needs to be looking you straight in the eye. You don't want to be looking down, get weird chin. If it's looking up at you, up the nose, don't want any of that. You want it straight on for you. Now you may not have a perfect setup and your computer's not like that. No worries, here's my hack. You go around your house and find old books and magazines, stick it under your computer, lift it to eye level, and poof, you're in perfection. Next thing you need to do is have a light behind you, or actually right behind your camera, shining brightly on your face. That light is going to illuminate you and make you look vibrant while you're doing your interview and convey your energy right across that screen. Sound is important and you have to have a good microphone. Now I use a Yeti microphone here. It's kind of a powerhouse of microphones. You might not want to invest in that, although I think it's valuable. What you're going for is good, crisp sound. So every answer is conveyed perfectly. You can also do that with your headsets. Strong recommendation to make them wired into your computer so that you don't have any of that disconnection that Bluetooth can have. And the last secret tip here is this glass of water. When you're interviewing and you're a little nervous, your mouth gets dry and you need to sip on a little glass of water. Just make sure that it's clear so everybody knows what's inside that, and when you drink, it doesn't block that view of who you are. Now you're ready to go. S.M.I.L.E stands for Make It Natural. You gotta get comfortable doing virtual interviews, and it's not gonna come natural to everybody. But you want to get to a place where you're really yourself. You find yourself doing your natural hand gestures. You find yourself in your groove. The only way to do that is practice, practice, practice. So set up your laptops, phone a friend, and practice your interviews. Because while practice won't make perfect, it will make you permanently comfortable. I in S.M.I.L.E stands for Identify Key Points. Think before your interview, what are the 5 key points that you want to remember to convey about yourself? Or maybe there's a question that you want to ask the person, and then you write them down. Now the challenge is, in an interview, what do you do with those written notes? Because if you put them on a pad of paper and you look down, now they just are looking at the top of your head and you're not building that relationship and the connection. Here's my strategy. I write one question or point per post-it, stick them around my camera or my laptop, and when I'm being reminded of my notes, my interviewer has no idea that's what I'm looking at. L stands for Look the Part. From head to toe. Get dressed up for this interview. Yeah, I know sometimes we yoga pants on the bottom and wear business on top, but when you're interviewing for a job, I want you to look the part from head to toe. It'll build the confidence in you. And make sure you're wearing something bright that pops off the screen and will help you be memorable. I want you to consider your background too. What's going to be behind you? Will you be showing your home, the natural state? Well, if it's a natural state, make sure it's all tidied up and no one's going to be walking behind you during that interview. A really good tip on that is just use a virtual background. You can use them on Zoom and Teams really easily. Select an image from the internet that tells your story, but not too loudly. You don't want your background to be distracting. It's just going to set a pleasant tone so that you can be the focal point of the interview. E in S.M.I.L.E is engage the camera. That's right, the camera's your friend. In fact, it's who you're interviewing with. So you get really comfortable just talking straight into that camera. One of the ways I remind myself is putting a goofy little sticker there. And it reminds me to just smile at that guy and remember that's the person I'm interviewing with. Now, one of the big faux pas that we all tend to make is we get distracted by the person's video and we start talking to that. And we think we're engaging with the person because we're looking at their video, but what they're really looking at is the side of our face. So don't let that distract you. You could even turn off that part of the video so you can't see it. So you remember to engage with the camera. And now that you have all the tips, you know all it takes to be successful in your next virtual interview is to smile.